Hi everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the Victorian Digital Asset Strategy. My name is Oskar. I'm from Office of Projects Victoria. So key points for the presentation. The coronavirus, although significant negative impacts, we like to think that it has accelerated the digital transition and digital working practices and actually achieved a huge amount of progress in digital adoption in Victoria and specifically on Victorian projects. So in Victoria, currently we're implementing the Victorian Digital Asset Strategy, which aims to deliver enhanced productivity and digitize major projects. So that's what we're calling the digital build. So what's the problem? There's a chart here. There's a red line and a green line. The red line is effectively traditional projects, and the green line is a new way of working. And the y-axis represents, increasing value of data and information. So what VDAS is trying to do is to bring that red line up to the green line. Along that way and in the investment lifecycle, we've identified a whole heap of problems and specifically related to that end drop-off where it relates to operations. So we have digital assets being created, 3D assets of our Victorian projects, and that information is being, increased and the value is being increased until operations, and then it sort of drops off. So what we're trying to do is increase the front end as well so that projects have more information to start with, harmonize systems along the way, and then enrich that asset data towards the end. So at the core, what we're trying to do is improve the value and use of digital information across that whole asset lifecycle to promote, I suppose, more efficiencies, better productivity for our projects. This would achieve multiple, efficiency gains, especially in, delivering more reliable and less disruptive public services, train services, hospital services, better, more reliable assets, and ultimately, and related to, the objectives of this conference is, more sustainable outcomes. So when we look at that planning lifecycle, plan, deliver, operate, maintain, the decisions right at the front end in that planning phase have a huge impact on the operations phase, and then broader societal or service impact beyond is help government organizations think about that right at the start and think about who's going to operate and maintain that asset. So we're aligning to the 3 SDGs here, better economic growth through more resilient, sustainable infrastructure, better infrastructure through, COVID having transitioned a lot of digital working practices and accelerated that digital adoption, and then more connected assets to create sort of this smart cities vision. And you've got sort of 2 ways that it's currently happening. The traditional way of working is, expensive disconnects or between organizational functions. So in this case, there's multiple disconnects between these functions. And then what we're proposing is to connect some of these, and VDAS is a way that organizations can go about connecting organizational functions like that for multiple benefits such as these. There's a whole lot of benefits. This is a technical subject and it's only 5 minutes, but I suppose the key thing is better decisions, informed by more reliable information and more reliable data, and more productivity on our projects, cheaper, faster delivery, and more consistency in the way our organizations are working. What are we doing now? We're focusing, we've got a crow outside, sorry about that. We've got, what are we doing now? We've got further implementation of this. We've got supporting government departments and agencies in their implementation process of VDAS, currently assessing options for developing project requirements for projects, so helping them change the way they're working. And then to do that, understanding the systems and processes they're currently using, so that in the end we can effectively, further develop the policy training and system required to uplift Victorian projects. Thanks again for inviting me, much appreciated.